16 down with 16 minutes to go. Even your dad just said that there wasn't much hope. So how did you guys turn it around?
I mean, we kind of just, we motivated each other really. We were never down in the huddles. We were just picking each other up, and we just said one stop at a time, and that's what we did. We were getting out. Quincy made some big time shots. Just made some great plays. Kadari came in and just sparked us on the defensive and offensive end. He's got great instincts, can make plays. So just fighting and not quitting was a big thing there, and just knowing that eventually shots were going to fall and we were going to keep getting stops, and that's what we did.
Was there a moment in the game where you just thought, okay, finally, we're going to win this game, or did you always think it?
Always deep down you want to think you're going to come back and win till it's, the whistle sounds or there's no time. But, once we got in a rhythm and kept getting it to 6 and, kept getting it to 6, we couldn't break that 6-point margin. But once we did and, got to 2 and then took the lead, it was like, all right, we got a good chance, really good chance to win this. We just got to close out and get stops.
Next question for Matthew Gutierrez.
Hey, buddy. Thank you for your time. Just wanted to ask offensively, 2 games for you guys now exceeding 100 points versus, respectable opponents. Not a whole lot of high screen action like a couple of years ago, obviously with Frank and your freshman year. It just seems like the passing and the spacing is something we haven't really seen in at least several years. Could you kind of just explain a little bit on offensively what's going so well right now?
I mean, just the key is having Marek at the 5. I mean, we got 5 guys that can attack, and we trust each other to make plays, and we just give each other space and let each other operate in the paint and know that we're going to make the right play. And they got to respect me, Joe, and Allen as shooters, so they don't really leave us. So this is kind of a different, it's similar to last year with me, Elijah, and Joe on the perimeter. They can't really leave us, so we know that Marek's going to have a one-on-one just about every time that when he gets at the free throw line. So just letting him attack has been huge for us this year, making plays. And, we trust each other on offense. I think that we're all capable scorers, at all levels. And just, continuing to get better on offense, I think we can be even more lethal. And, I mean, to make 2 or 3, 4 threes that game and still have over 100 points to a really solid, but really good Buffalo team, really good defensively. Saw they, led the league in field goal percentage for opponents, so just to score that many points was big for us.
Next question from Stephen Bailey.
Hey, buddy. I wanted to ask you about the end of regulation. You guys had a timeout with about 13 seconds left. I expect at that point you're either saying, hey, we'll win it now, or we get the last shot. That's not what happened. Can you just walk me through, what happened offensively and then your perspective on Allen's block?
Yeah, I mean, the goal was just to get it to Marek and, let him attack, make a play, maybe draw a foul or get in the lane. He was doing great at that all game. And, we kind of maybe could have went a little later in the clock, but, it was a tough, good defensive play, and Ball is a really strong player, good player. And so, next thing you know, they got it. Marek fell, and you got to get back as soon as you can. And, got through. I almost had the pass. Once it flew over my head, I was like, dang, like he's probably going to score this. And then AG just came out of nowhere. I've never seen a block like that before. And it was just crazy. He just flew. His head was probably at the rim. So to make a play like that was unbelievable. And, we expect him to do that. He's a great playmaker. He has tremendous energy. He gets up and down the floor as good as anyone I've seen. So if it was anyone to make that play, it would be him.
Just to follow up quickly, obviously the Northeastern game didn't go particularly well for Allen. In that moment, like, what did that mean, to maybe have him come back and make such a special play after having a really rough day?
Oh, it was awesome. He's a great teammate, great player. He works really hard at the game. So, you knew that he was going to get out of this little funk and get back in a rhythm, and he did that on both ends today, making plays. And you really like playing with someone like that. He gives it his all no matter what. So I love playing with him.
Appreciate it, man.
Next question from Matt Hauser.
Hey, buddy. What did you learn about this team tonight that you didn't already know?
Just that we can handle adversity. I mean, our press did a really good job, I thought, in the second half, and we just never really gave up. We just keep playing, and we got a good group of guys. We all trust each other, and it's just a lot of fun to play with these guys. They give it their all, and it's really an exciting win, and we know we can get even better. We know we were sloppy at times, and we just know we're just getting started. So it's exciting for sure.
Next question is from Mike Waters.
Buddy, Kadari was on the floor for a lot of time there in the second half. What was he able to do for you guys?
He's a really good player. He makes plays. We're not surprised. He's a great playmaker. He's lengthy. He's got really good instincts. One of the best zone defenders I've ever seen, and he just makes plays, and he's really good with the ball. So he's just a true floor general. He makes plays, and it's good to see him step up. I thought Joe won us the game against Northeastern, made some big steals, big finishes around the rim, and to see Kadari come in and step up for us today was huge also. So we got two really good players right there, and they complement each other well.
Next question from Mark Frank.
Hey, buddy. It's often said that good shooting is contagious. Like the BC game, you guys had 15 threes. Can bad shooting be contagious too? I mean, how do you explain the last few games? You guys are supposed to be really strong from three.
Yeah, we've definitely struggled. Me in particular, I haven't shot how I want to, but I just got to keep playing. And I think that the difference with BC was they were kind of giving us a lot of threes. We got a lot of good looks, and these last two teams have been. Buffalo was really good guarding the three. They're active. They're really long, and they get up in you, and they want to make you feel pressured, and you got to try to get in the paint to make plays against them. But I think that it's just something we got to keep fighting through. You're not going to shoot well every day. You're going to have struggles here and there. So just figuring out other ways to score, and the offense will be fine. But we definitely, I think, will only get better shooting the ball, and if we can score inside like we have been, I think that it'll open up the outside game too.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah. We have time for 3 more questions. The first will be from Donna Datota.
I got a real quick question about Janathan. Did you and he have very many conversations during the game today?
No, not really. It was more, some back and forth, if anything. But that's someone that I love playing with. Growing up, he's a special athlete, and he's a really good player. He's shooting the ball as good as I've ever seen him shoot it, and he's going to be a really good player. So it was fun playing against him, and reminded me of the old days.
The next question is from Andrew Crane.
Hey, buddy. You mentioned the physicality of Mavala, and you'd be kind of went to him and to Janathan early and often. I think there was 4 or 5 possessions in a row early on they went to him. What adjustments did you guys have to make within the zone to kind of guard him, and what did you see from Marek? He had 2 charges on Josh, and kind of how he adjusted.
Yeah, and Bala was great. He finished in all ways around the rim. He was shooting floaters and everything. So we just honestly sent 2 or 3 guys at him every time he touched it. We'd send AG and Q at him, the forwards at him right when he got it to try to make him kick it out sometimes. Sometimes he's still finished. He's a tough player, but just making adjustments. And we're going to see guys like that. Georgia Tech has a really good power forward like that, Moses Wright. So we're gonna have to adjust and figure out how to limit those guys inside. But Marek drew some big charges, and he's for his size, he just plays with so much heart down there, and it's it rubs off on everyone. So just gotta make adjustments and figure out how to do a better job on guys like that.
Our last question will be from Dan Tortora.
Buddy, just what you can say about the resiliency of this team against Bryant, Northeastern, and then forcing overtime in this game. I know you're only 7 games in, but this team has obviously fought very hard early on in the season.
Yeah, this team has done a really good job just fighting and never giving up. Really poised play from everyone. I think everyone's made big plays in all these three close games. I think everyone stepped up in a different way, and it's just it just builds trust, and you trust the guy next to you to make a play at the end of the game. So I think it's huge for us going forward, and this is a big win going into conference play pretty much besides Georgetown.
Thank you, buddy, for your time.
Yep, thank you.